Hello and welcome, and this is a 2.0 version where our first 4-week tour will clash with our second 4-week tour. So let me explain. So it's winter 2025 and we're back off to Thailand to cover the parts that we missed on the first tour. And as we get no help from the government with heat and energy, it's best you just get out there and find your own heat. And we get to swap the white sands of Roka Beach with the much warmer white sands of Koh Chang. And with our first tour, where we almost missed the plane at Newcastle Airport, that was my fault.
That's it. Arrived at Newcastle Airport by car.
I also came close to missing the plane for the second tour. Let me tell you the story. Waiting around the train station, no tannoys, no notice boards flashing up, and no trains coming. There was until some passengers went on the app, found out the lines were down again. For the rest of the day, somebody had stolen an electric cable. And public transport would involve a number of buses, much slower than a metro train. I had to go and get the car and take the car to Newcastle Airport. And it was the only way to make sure we got there on time. And I did think that never happens in Bangkok, the trains are always running. But then there was an earthquake when I was there and the trains did stop. The best time to go on vacation to Asia is in the coldest part of winter. And the best time to book is now. Here in Great Britain, I can fly from Newcastle to Singapore and the cost is £608 return. And that's through British Airways, going in the winter 25, 26. And it looks like we will be returned to Singapore. It's a small country but there's so much to see. There's also flights from Newcastle to Bangkok, and that's through Air France. And they're coming in about £730 at the moment. And the flights are cheaper again from Heathrow Airport. But every month leading up to December they will get more expensive. But I will have to check the visa requirements for each of those countries. Thailand at the moment is flip-flopping again. There is a brand new terminal at Bangkok International Airport, complete with iconic artwork elephants, as well as high-tech electromagnetic train to take you to your suitcases, which are 3 kilometres away to the main terminal.
So the train took 3 kilometres distance to the main terminal building.
The airport extension was opened in September 2023 to expand the capacity to 60 million passengers, with another expansion due by 2030. However, they're only getting 30 million, they're not picking up to the tourism as before COVID.
Let's go back Thailand, which we should be able to get to. So you're coming down to the first floor, you've got 1 floor below. That's where you normally come to get your quick bus to Pattaya and Wahin. But now look like you do want to Khai San Road, which is awkward to get to. There's no trains go there. And they don't want to Koh Kood. So we'll see how much you charge at Koh Kood and how long it's going to take.
There is a new tour office on the ground floor of the airport that'll take you to islands like Koh Chang and Koh Kood. 2 buses per day, but they will have left by the time you get through arrivals. But since I was there, you can now book online. So it still means an overnight stay in Bangkok, but then do you want to add another 7-hour bus ride to your journey? Or have a rest? I did try booking for the following day, but the seats were sold out. But I was to find out there is a previous stop before the airport, which is not far away from my local hotel, the Bangkok Nasa Vega Hotel. So if you know me by now, you'll know I'll not book anything in advance. Although the only one booking that I did make was for 3 days in Koh Kood. That was to make sure I go. And this had a bad result at the Nasa Vega. As soon as I went in, I've never seen the reception desk so busy. And like it was at the music festival Pattaya, it was really the natives, or Asian people. The National Stadium was host a 2-day K-pop music event. And what tends to happen now in Thailand, the hotels double their price. And normally I'd pick up a room here for 750 baht per night. All the smaller and cheaper rooms had gone, so I did a bit of haggling with the staff, as they do recognise me now. So it's the 18th floor, with the ones we're working on, and we've been here in the past, so it's much lighter in colour. And we're out back. This is Nasa Vega. So apparently there's a big festival on Bangkok. K-pop bands, and the place is really full. Big queues at the desk. So normal cheap accommodation. Out the window. This was just on the net for 1800 baht a night. Where he's come down with 1000 baht. It's just me, so I get 2 coffees and 2 sets of water. And it's on the 18th floor, and I remember being here in the past, and the top floors were closed off for customers. And there was a lot of work being done. I could hear the noise during the day. So busy refurbishing. So these upper floors are much lighter in colour to the lower floors. Doors. And the big plus for the rooms are the windows. Refurbed and soundproof. And to see why you need that in a few minutes. But I do intend to get a bit of shopping in Bangkok and do the markets. Picking up some shirts, as well as some same training shoes that I can wear and leave behind. Also discovered that I was without a hat and a belt. And although I'm using an eSIM for the first time, my second go-out phone will be getting a Thai SIM card.
There they go. So this is a Sky Tree, and it's a model of the shopping centre here, which sticks on to the Sky Train next to it. So you can see as you come off the end of the Sky Train over here, you're coming down here onto the pier. They call it pier, where you can catch a taxi boats around Bangkok. The main road. See the skywalk going over the hotel over here. That's the Sky Train proper there. But right below the Sky Train, you've got the SRT line here, which crosses the road from 5:30 in the morning, take you down to Cambodia and other places. And the Sky Train walk there takes you to my hotel here, the Nasa Bangkok Nasa Vega. Of course, it's much taller than this bit here, the shopping end. That's it there. But this is the part that we're in now, the shops, but mostly empty. There's not much take-up other than the coffee shops, and there's some real estate as well. And out the escalator to the Sky Train. It's all reasonably priced, guys. Air conditioned, very modern. And 77 Thai baht, 88 Thai baht. But it's empty because this is on my Skylink walk train up there, hotel behind me. And people are just quite happy just to munch down below, you know, up in there. Do for entertainment, dance off with the phones. Yeah, so he's crushing it there.
I was beginning to think there was something in the water, but his dance craze has taken off in Thailand, where they would attach a mobile phone to the wall and dance, or just practice. From my hotel to the market, it's just a 14-minute rail commute.
I've come in a different way to MBK this time. I normally come in, I think, at the opposite end. So I normally be around the opposite end. And I'm not sure how that's happened. Because I've come off the Sky train, which is there. All together today, I've had 4 trains. So that's been 3 stops, 5 stops, 3 stops and 1 stop. Comes to a total of 83 baht, which is about £2. So it's well worth it. You're never waiting more than 5 minutes for a train.
Normally I'll say it's very easy to find the MBK. You get off at the National Stadium and you look over and you see the large cartoon animals in bright colours, lights and a little Buddhist temple. And just follow your eye, it takes you down to the skywalk 1 level below, and you walk in on the 2nd floor. But you can get off at the front of the train, not even see it, and the escalator will take you right down to the road.
So there's the MBK Centre. I'm used to going in there. It's that door there with the kiddie tent. That's what they're for. Dunking or something. Normally there's annoying music playing. This time around, I just didn't go any higher than the 3rd floor in MBK Market. It takes me about 2 hours to see every store inside on 1 floor. And there's 8 floors, so you either add them together, it's bigger than the weekend market at Chatuchak. And a lot of people see the weekend market at Chatuchak is cheaper. But there's goods here at MBK that you won't get at Chatuchak. You get a good look at your watches and your jewellery for the start. Upstairs you've got your tech, your laptops, your computers, your mobile phones, your cameras. But the 2 magic words is air conditioned. You can shop for longer. You can shop much longer in air conditioned without having to go back for a nap. The tree is quite nice.
So I've made earlier vlogs on this channel regarding MBK Market, as well as the parks. Now you'll find the sellers do change. Even after COVID, some of the sellers have changed again and they're not there. But your main fashion textile goods is on the 3rd floor, opposite end to the Sky train. You'll end on the 2nd floor where it's a smell of food and there's lots of sit-down places, and you can get a nice meal there. We've eaten a few times there. It's all right, you know. And the food's good and there's plenty of choice for everybody. There's even a Beef Master restaurant in there. But as I say, head up the 3rd floor, go to the far end, and you'll know then there's just mounds and mounds of stalls with the clothing. And you'll regularly see the Thais carrying bundles of new t-shirts because they're selling that many all the time. So you've got your jeans, your t-shirts, your underpants, ladies' underwear, your trainers. There's even a couple of shops there just specialising in Crocs, and the white Crocs are very popular out here. And again, just haggle with them. I just wanted 2 shirts with a button up front, and he gave us a price on the 2, which is okay, and then he gives us a better price on 4, so I end up getting a 4. And all came in at less than 300 baht a shirt. And of course my size is the big size, and you'll find that your sizes are about 2 sizes out when you come here, so you can try them on there. There's places inside where they'll let you try them on. This is one of the shops. I don't mind us taking the video because I bought 4 shirts. You only going to get 2 or 3. You get discount the more you buy. And that's the owner there. And the girl, thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
No doubt I won't find you again. Thank you. And I've mentioned before on the channel, I'm in a park now. If you go out the back end
where this textile shopping is, and you walk down 20 minutes, you're into Chinatown, and just a few minutes from Chinatown you're into Centenary Park. So it's a nice pleasant walk around there. If you did it in reverse, you could go to Lumpini Park and the Forest Park, and you're just surrounded by roads, but you don't hear the traffic. Train stations are around as well. You've got plenty of trees for cover, lovely breeze coming through, and it's quite serene, and you enjoy the fresh air. And I know some will say, oh, but you've got smoky season. You don't get smoky season in the spring and the winter. And that's when most of the tourists are coming here. And it's only when the wind blows south, bringing the smoke down from the north. But it is then just as bad as it is in Beijing. It can get quite polluted in the summer months. But the parks, you can enjoy the walk round, the breeze, see a bit of greenery. There's always food and drink for sale in the parks. And you can make your way to the MBK market or Platinum market because you haven't spent any money yet. The parks are all free to walk around. But it is a short walk from Siam. So we want us to be full of food stores here. We want the railway line, new wood tables. You still sit outside, but the shops and stores that prepare the food now indoors. It's more hygienic, probably safe because that's where all your cooking's being done there. The electric supply, gas supply, and over there you've got your cold drinks. So you have plenty of table space. Sky train straight above. SRT line over the back there, right to Bangkok, centre, to the left to Cambodia and Laos. And the skywalk up there on the left just takes me across the road to the hotel.
Now these places are extremely popular with the locals who prefer not to cook at home.
Just finishing off with some pad thai, first bit of Thai food, and the Thai smoothie, just a mixed fruit. There's this black stuff in the corner, so I'll just put a little bit on the corner, just as well. It's like super spicy, so I'll be leaving that. So that's maybe been up for about 30 hours now. I'll be going across the road for the massage. I'm not prepared for an early night because I leave everything on charge. This is a new design to the food court below Rampakang station. And so all the food kitchens are inside. So just up there you've got the drinks. Just up here you've got the drinks getting served. Coffees, teas and smoothies. And the SRT line, it's a platform there.
It's been a long day and a half. We'll head back to the hotel, get some sleep before the early morning start, as I'm working my way back down to Koh Chang, where the last episode finished off. But I don't have a ticket for the bus, I just get on there. I'll see what time I wake up and buy the ticket at the airport.
It's quite nice at night time. There's a guy opening the door for you. Quite a few people just come sit outside with a drink. Palm trees are now getting as tall as the sky train. It should be nice to hear the water of the canals. There's two canals with the Koh in. But obviously there's a lot of traffic because it's a crossroads. See, off the airport rail link, you just follow the signs for the shuttle bus and the coaches, which is on the first floor. And you can continue on from there without going to the main airport. And at the back of the bus, the mum belongs right in front of me. And we've got a toilet. I didn't fancy taking all my luggage into the toilet in the airport. But it's mad, like, is one bus every hour that they're coming, like every half an hour now. There's that many people turning up. So, coach down to Gillete in around 2 hours. 143 bars.
But at this time in February, there's a bus every 30 minutes from the airport down to Pattaya. I decided to go this route as it does split up the journey, and I know I can easily get to Koh Chang. Though I was to use a booking app for the first time, but it proved to be no problem, and he even came and knocked on my hotel room to get me.
So we're transferring from the small minibus after about an hour to the big bus. Oh, in your room, 23 seats on total in the bus and the toilet. So yeah, it's not definitely not squash for 23 seats.
So booking a bus to Koh Chang, make sure you get a bus that takes you over to the island, from hotel to hotel. My destination was White Sands Beach in the Mac Resort. Although I hadn't booked an accommodation, I took it for granted there be something available. But it turned out the Mac Resort was fully booked, and the place opposite where I've stayed before, the Bio Apartments, doesn't always show up on Google, and that was fully booked as well.
Near the Koh Chang, a lovely Mercedes bus coming down, and I thought it was going to take us all the way over, but no, dropped her off, left her at the mercy of the taxi mafia, which you'll know about. And my case was too heavy to pull on the roof, so strapped it to the back, and I mean just squeezed 10 people in. But it was all in the price, which was 600 baht, and paid extra for insurance and a text message. But getting off there, they got the price board up, and you get a taxi, a 10 share taxi. It costs you 500 baht. And I mean I'm at White Sands, it's the closest, it's 5 minutes. If you're going up to 20 minutes further up, then yeah, it might be worth it. But anyway, that was all in with the price. But if I had come over, I would pay 500 baht to drop off at White Sands Beach. Now I had to look in the tourist shop there for to go to Koh Mat, which is 4 times the distance of Koh Chang from the land. And I can get a catamaran, a speedboat rather than a slow boat, pick up from the hotel resort up to Bang Bao Pier on the catamaran over to Koh Mat, 600 baht.
White Sands Beach is an expensive resort on Koh Chang, and it's heavily built up compared to other beachside resorts. And there's no grab or boat taxis here, you're at the mercy of the taxi barons. But it was just a case of opening up the phone, Google Maps, and finding the nearest available accommodation. And this was a surprise. It was just a 10-minute walk from where I was and up the hill at the end of the beach. And also the price, 900 baht. So I booked the room there, booking.com on my phone. If I had just made my way there to the reception, I would have gotten it for half that price. And basically there's 10 huts in the jungle, 750 feet or yards from the beach. Yeah, it looks like wood panel, but it's a tin sheeting and a polished concrete. It's just over wood. And I would usually say that this type of cheap accommodation is only found at the other end of the island, near Bang Bao. But it is only billed as 2-star accommodation, and I'll show you a bit more of that next episode. My usual go-to places were fully booked, although they weren't 2 days ago. And that I wasn't going to leave White Sands. I ordered a taxi and come with my suitcase and my backpack, and a motorbike taxi come. And I just decided I'd get something in the area that wasn't 3,000 to 5,000 baht a night. Booking.com, just because it was the last one available. £39 for 2 nights.
which is cheap for white sands beach. Basic tiles and concrete shuttering, but you didn't come here. Got to stay at a hotel room. I was fearing rain because it was talking rain and thunderstorms, Koh Chang, but it's not out there. It's very distant. Might even start to get a suntan. But there's not much blue sky.
Our first tour sees us at Koh Kood Koh Chang. It's a big national park with a lot of islands, and some with accommodation on. Finishing the tour, we still have to go to Pattaya, and then on to Bangkok, as we have to fly from there. In all, we would cover 14 provinces, a few short than what we expected to do. But I didn't cater for things going wrong, and luckily we hadn't pre-booked any rooms or apartments on the way around, because we would have missed a few. So in previous episodes you would have seen Bangkok, where we looked around the markets, including Chatuchak Pet Market, some of the culture and some of the top attractions. We then went down to Hua Hin and managed to hire a car. And our highlight was the Royal Pavilion in the national park around there. Well, that was on the drive out, heading towards Chumpon. And Chumpon is a very quiet, relaxing part of Thailand. Great if you want to chill. And incidentally, getting to Hua Hin in Chumpon from Bangkok is quite easy. The train goes there. We then crossed the highlands down at the Phang Nga and then over to Krabi. And those two areas are so much to see. Beautiful beaches, beautiful islands and landscape, as well as culture, dining and entertainment. We could well spend a month there. And I'm sure that we will go back and do that. We did miss out Phuket, but I haven't seen Phuket before. I wasn't too bothered. We then cancelled 5 of our planned night stays in other provinces and attractions. And this was due to the car hire situation and the return to the same place we got the car from. So we backtracked back to Chumpon and down to Hua Hin. We then to the coach station and took a coach ride all the way around to Jomtien. Then off towards Rayong to the Nong Nush Gardens. But really enjoyed the extra wide beaches at Pattaya and Jomtien now, and so do all the natives. From there to Koh Kood Koh Chang National Park and the first of the islands, Koh Chang. Then my health took a bad turn and I wasn't fit enough to travel out to the other islands and spend too many days recovering. So the 2.0 version will skip out Bangkok, catch up later on, as well as Jomtien. Not so much Jomtien, as we have covered that earlier, when I returned for the music festival. And skip Pattaya as well, but we will combine the two, with the music there. This episode will be going back in 2025, in the winter, and pick up where we left off, and I will be catching those ferries to the islands. And some new camera gear, and a fluffy mouse that doesn't seem to work very well in the wind.
Now you got the story, y'all.
If you have been to Koh Chang before, you realise that 95% of the people will turn right when they get off the ferry. That's where the majority of the nice beaches are and the larger villages and towns. But the next vlog will be turning left to the area that was first inhabited, ClipChamp. It's the gateway to Koh Kood Koh Chang National Park, hundreds of islands. And I'm going to travel as far as I can along the northern end of ClipChamp Bay, over to Long Beach, a nice sandy strip of beach that will get me close to the island of Koh Kam in what should be a 30-minute bike ride from the ferry. And I will be kayaking out to Koh Kam Island, It is uniquely shaped with a sandbar at its narrow centre. But I'll tell you now, it doesn't go according to plan. And we will be talking about island prices. It's not as expensive as you might think down here.
ชนเขาเสร็จก็คือยังเต้นได้เหมือนเดิมโยโยโยโยคือเขาไม่มีแบบรู้สึกผิดอะไร